we were just covering applying Loctite to the bolt. And I was saying the tip of these Loctite bottles are always messy, so you need just a tiny bit on the bolt. And what I do is I take my finger and I roll that bolt on my finger, and that gets the Loctite down into those tight threads. The excess on my finger, I just wipe it off on a paper towel. Depending upon how it looks, I see too much Loctite. I don't want that much. I'm going to touch that bolt again. There's a little bit more on my finger, if you can see that. Oh, fly bar in their way. A little bit more on my finger. Bolt looking a little bit better. I'm going to let it ride. So, again, you have to be very careful if you use Loctite too much. It'll end up in the bearings. It'll seize up things you don't want seizing. So I'm going to get things back in your view. We'll go a little bit wider here. I'll gently turn that back around as not to disrupt everything in my head. I'm going to go ahead and slip these arms back up on here just to help hold these blade grips in place. Back fingers on the fly bar rod, front fingers on the blade grip. I'm going to push just to make sure I'm pulling that bolt all the way back through. I'm going to hold it right there. Actually, I'm going to need to go ahead at this point and put my Allen wrench in this bolt. Okay. And just with your fingers back here on that Allen wrench. I'm trying to do it so you can see, but I got to do it so I can hold it. And now I'm going to gently unscrew this feathering shaft, or fly bar rod, excuse me. I'm going to unscrew it. Try not to disrupt those bearings that are up here on the inside, but I'm doing it anyways. You could tilt the heli up at this point. It's going to probably help you. So I just used my dental tool to get my washer seated in there again. Let's see if I can get it to where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Of course, I don't want it tilted up now, because if I invert my Allen wrench, I'm going to spill my bolt. I've got my bolt all the way up, already up on the end of my Allen wrench. And I'm going to guide it up into the hole, get it in the end of the feathering shaft, and start screwing it in. And once it basically gets tight, you're going to see this Allen wrench on the other end start to spin. And there it is. I'm just going to give it a snug twist. I know that Loctite's going to set. It's going to hold it in place. And again, I didn't use too much, so there's going to be no binding of any of my parts in here. Slide those back up on there. Take your little Phillips screws we took out earlier. And if your screwdriver's magnetized, it's going to be helpful. Gently start it. This is metal on plastic, so you want to be careful not to cross thread it. The screw should have a little resistance as you screw it in. If there's no resistance, it might be time to replace your blade grips, because that screw's its own locking. That screw in the plastic is the locking mechanism there. So, and then gently screw in your next one. And that little brass sleeve we saw in there, that actually even helps stop the screw. So you've kind of got that brass sleeve biting on the underside of that head. You've got the plastic holding the screw. So she's not going anywhere, but screws to obviously check, as many of them, before flight. And there we have it. Quick and easy feathering shaft replacement with the help of a fly bar rod. A few tools. Always clean up your little workspace, but you're good to go. I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions about adjustments of your heli, go ask one of the more educated and experienced pilots there at helifreak.com. And my name is HeliMix, and I hope this helps out the other new helicopter pilots.